So let's say that you want to buy a home in New York City. You have your down payment, you have your closing cost, and you have a little left over for your post-closing liquidity, which, if you don't know what that is, I have a pinned video just about that subject. But how do you know for sure if you can afford to buy a home? Well, one of my first-time buyer clients asked me that very question, and I thought that would make a good subject for this week's home buying tip. So basically, what I think a good gauge of whether or not you can afford a property is to look at your DTI, or debt to income ratio. Now, all that is just the amount of annual debt that you carry in your household. That includes car payments, credit card loans, any personal loans, any debt service that you have. Add that up, divide that by your gross annual household income, multiply that by 100, and that's a percentage. That's your debt to income ratio. Once you have your debt to income ratio, you can actually compare that to what other institutions use to decide affordability. So for instance, the banks typically want to see a debt to income ratio of 43%, which in my opinion is a bit high, but again, each household is different and you can do what's comfortable for you. Now, if you look at co-op boards, they actually like to see their applicants have a debt to income ratio of about anywhere from 25 to 30%. So, and even if it's like on the high side, like around 30%, they may ask you to put up some money up front in terms of your maintenance costs, because they really want to see it around 20 to 28%. So that to me is a pretty good gauge of whether or not you can afford your monthly mortgage payments. Look at the debt to income ratios and decide from there. All right, later.